How will you make money astrologically in a stock market? Astrology is a consistent technique. Astrology is a technique which is measurable, which can be replicable. The problem with this so-called stock market pundit is they are arrogant. They don't want to understand the implications of Indian astrology. They ape the West. Which are the very, very limited ways of predicting about the future. And then they give a footnote saying that future cannot be predicted across. So that is the problem. The problem with the so-called influencers are they have no respect for tradition. There is a particular person who is called as Puyal Ramachandran who gives consistent prediction about the weather without the modern weather technology across. He has worked in that. So typically all these people do not have an understanding of astrology. Now, for example, you are doing day trading. You are Rishabha Lagna. If the moon is going to transit in Dhanus, which is going to be your 8th house, you are surely bound to have a loss. Because Viparita Kale Vinasa Buddhi. There was a particular guy who came to me and he said, can you tell me why I have lost the money? I have checked it up astrologically. He was Rishabha Lagna. Whenever the moon has transited the 8th house from the Lagna, he seems to be losing money on that trade across. He said, somehow I do a stupid mistake. Somehow instead of buying, I sell. Somehow instead of selling, I buy it across. So there is a pattern. When the moon transit the 8th house from Lagna, don't trade. Do not trade. You will lose money. Now this is the problem with many of the stock market pundit. They believe every day can be traded and all the 5 days in a week can be traded across and they can make money in that. Wrong. You cannot make money if the moon is transiting 6, 8, 12 from the Lagna. You can check it up. If you know astrology, I have seen so many examples. There is a particular guy who used to do Nifty banking index across. He asked me, can you predict a pattern across? I checked up the pattern. I realized when the moon was in the 12th house, he seems to be booking losses unconsciously. So I asked him, these days you have booked losses across? Yes, he has booked losses across. There is another trader who came to me and he said, can you predict my losses and profit days? When the moon was transiting the 11th house from the Lagna, which means each month it will be transiting. I told, these are days you must have made money. There are some Saturdays and Sundays in that. He said, yes. How accurate has been the prediction? So don't get carried away by pivot points. The pivot point if the market is bearish, it will go down very fast. Now do not get carried away by daily moving averages. DMA 20 days, 30 days, 50 days. Adani stocks corrected 75% across. Were they able to predict? No. This is another problem. The so-called influencers, the so-called stock market pundits have to change their perspective. They have to use the astrological timing in predicting the stock market across. Now many people are talking about a bearish market across. Now 30 years ago, Harshad Mehta's scandal happened exactly when the moon was in the Kumbha. The same position, the Saturn is repeating into the Kumbha. That is why there is a huge connection, because from many planets Saturn will be transiting the 8th house. It is called as Ashtamesh Sani. When the Saturn transits the Ashtamesh, now it is supposed to bring in misfortune, bad luck, difficulty across as a person. Now without understanding the astrology, they blabber a lot by telling, oh, I am not an astrologer, I don't want to predict. It is all rubbish. Because you do not know to use a technique, your mind is not broad enough, you cannot read quantum physics. Because of that, you cannot go and tell quantum physics is bad. In the similar manner, don't be intellectually arrogant. Especially the influencers have to sit down and learn astrology and try to correlate across. That is the problem, because the time technique has to be replicated across. They have no idea that time is not days, the 5 day, 20 days. Time has Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Kiramai. For example, Wednesday. For example, Friday. Why it's been given? It's given based on the planets. Friday means it is the Venus day across. That is why the Muslims are very rich. They try to worship their God on Friday. They have become financially very, very rich. The Christians tries to worship on Sunday. That is why they have a political power. So that is the behind the logic behind the people across. The Western people are very good with medicine because they worship their God on Sunday across. So all these ancient technique have an astrological bearing. Even the stock market have an astrological bearing across. So first of all, take your chart. Ask yourself whether you can make money in stock market across. Don't try to jump into the stock market, because not everybody is meant to make money in stock market. Now this is a basic premise without which everything else will go into chaos. For example, I want to become a doctor, but in my horoscope, in my thing, I am not meant to be a doctor. My Sobhav does not allow me to be a doctor. So the point is, your Sobhav will take over. Your mind will be taken over by your unconscious mind, by your intention and by your karma. So don't get carried away by these influencers who talk rubbish. Give me 1 lakh, I will make money for you. No. If it is not in your horoscope, if it is not in your karma, you will lose money across. Mark my words. I am not trying to threaten people across. Each one is made different. Each one money making is very, very different. For example, there was a guy who came to me and he asked me across, he said, can I make money? I said, your 11th and 6th lord is same. The more you borrow money and the more you trade, you will be able to make money. He borrowed money, used other people's money, and he had traded across. The science of money is worshipped in terms of Mahalakshmi as a Devata. Without understanding the energy frequency of it, people try to peddle all the things across in the name of influencer, in the name of stock market. Please don't get carried away by that. For example, if you are meant to make money in day trading consistently, you should have a very good Dasha Bhukti of 2nd and 11th Lord. Then only you can make money across. If Saturn was transiting 6, 8, 12 from the Lagna, and you will lose money in that 2.5 years. I have seen this time and again. When the market itself correct with Ashtame Shani, why not your life across? So don't get carried away by these so-called intellectual idiots who believe that their technique is superior and there is a system which is there. If you follow the system, you will make money. No. If your time is bad, even if the system is good, you will still lose money. That is why Virat Kohli knows how to play. Why is he going to Mahakaleshwar? He is going to Mahakaleshwar, he had a bad time. The moment he went to Mahakaleshwar, he scored a century. Again, KL Rahul went to Mahakaleshwar, he had retained the place and he had batted very well across. So all these things have a meaning, have a correlation. Try to find out first whether you are meant to make money in astrology, in stock market, whether your position of the planets markets are very good in making money. Otherwise, use a conservative investment. Why you want to get carried away by the false notion of these people? I am not against people making money in stock market. I am against influencers who criticize astrology without understanding across. Remember, if you get the curse of the graha, you will have very, very difficult time. The great Nala Raja got cursed by Saturn. His life underwent a huge problem across. So don't talk rubbish about astrology. You will invoke the graha's curse. That is why you lose money across. That is why the influencers lose a lot of money. They babble around. They try to put their house, they try to put their wife, they try to tell as if they are good life they are having. Why does Warren Buffett does not do? Why does Charlie Munger does not do? Why does George Soros does not do? All these people don't do because they are generally having a happy life. One who is unhappy will only be telling like Amir Khan, all is well, all is well. Because you are losing money as an influencer, because you are scoring ducks in your stock market portfolio, you trying to tell to people all is well, all is well. Now I don't talk about my wife. There is no need to bring my wife into the thing across. She has a separate life across. There is no need to show my house, whether I have a car, whether I have a Bentley car, that car, this car. This shows you are not really peaceful and happy. You want other people's acknowledgement. That is because your moon is very, very weak in the horoscope. So please understand that these are influencers who, because they have got a video camera, they do not have wisdom. They don't know how to apply the wisdom. So please understand this and don't get carried away by all these people across. They have failed prediction compared to many astrologers. Astrologers as a community are not self-propagating. For example, I told Rajinikanth will not come into politics. How many years? 20 years ago I told. Now that is a prediction come true, but I don't go on telling, oh, I've come true, I've come true, I've come true. I don't do that. These people, they have no idea of astrology, so they try to want to make money by cheating. They have 11th house Rahu. So please understand that whenever Saturn transits 6, 8, 12, you ask the astrologer whether Saturn is transiting 6, 8, 12 from my Lagna, then don't trade. You will lose money. Mark my words. Keep seeing the video. We are integrating astrology and stock market, which will help you to have a better time as far as the stock market trading is concerned, and you will make real money across. Thank you. But all these advices, you have to take it into personal consideration. I am not a SEBI registered advisor. I am not a SEBI registered. I have never passed exams in SEBI. I have used my own wisdom to learn about all these things, and I am sharing it across. So please use your discretion to take calls on this. Thank you.